Hi everyone, my name is Candace. Welcome back to our Simplified Home. It is really good to be here with you today. On this channel, we always talk about basically the hows and the whys of family minimalism, how do you make this work and why do things work the way they do. But sometimes I realize the question is even before that, is minimalism actually right for me? And you know what? My answer is, I don't know. I don't know, is it right for you? I know that it's right for me. I feel like I'm on the right path, but I have come up with some ideas or some questions, some ways you can check in with yourself to see and to finally know, is family minimalism the right path for you? So let's just talk about it. In my experience, there are 3 questions or 3 ideas you can start to consider to try to figure out, is family minimalism or minimalism going to be the right journey for you? The number one question, are you willing to think critically about the stuff in your home? So are you willing to try to figure out what patterns exist around how stuff comes into your house and how stuff leaves your house? For me, once I started to really think critically about my stuff, I realized that my emotions were really tied into this. I would buy stuff because I was bored. I would be looking on Facebook Marketplace. I would be looking on Craigslist. And if I was really bored, I might end up on eBay. It's just looking for stuff because I didn't know what else to do with my time. I also realized that when I would go out to shop in person, when all the stores were open and that was just an easy thing to do, when I was feeling really disconnected from people or lonely, or I just wanted to be around people, that's when I would often end up in the stores. And so once I started to think critically about how items ended up in my home, then I could start to evaluate was that actually a good use of my time? Was I actually setting myself up for success in the life that I want? I would encourage you to start by looking at the patterns that you exist. Your patterns might be the same as mine. They might be completely different. But my guess is that there is some pattern. There is some pattern that is worth investigating and worth figuring out, will that resolve some of this for you? Okay, second thing to consider. Are you willing to go against the norms of consumerism? So what I realize is YouTube and social media and all that will have you really confused because there are so many people on here talking about minimalism, talking about the benefits of having less. But if your experience is like mine, in real life, in my day-to-day interactions with people, nobody's talking about owning less. It's all about owning more and owning newer and owning bigger and better. And this idea of pursuing minimalism is really counter to that. Are you willing to go kind of against the grain? What I realize is oftentimes when I'm in conversation with people, either in person or online, the ways that we define success and happiness and even the worth of our personhood is based in oh, I got a new house. Oh my gosh, I just got a new couch. Oh, my kids really wanted this toy. I got them this toy and they love it. This idea of pursuing minimalism means that I need to define for myself, what does success look like? I need to define for myself what happiness looks like. I need to be willing to talk to my husband and my kids about how they understand success and how they invest in happiness, because it might not be the way that the people around us are doing it. And so my question for you to consider then is, are you willing to define that stuff for yourself? Are you willing to step outside the norm of consumerism and the way we judge a person's status and well-being and all that? Are you willing to define those terms for yourself? The third way that I would, encourage you to check in with yourself is family minimalism the right thing for you and or your family? Are you willing to put in some work now? And we don't necessarily know when you're going to reap the benefits. Okay, so what that means for me, this journey has been a long process. I feel like this work to becoming a minimalist has taken me a long time because in the beginning, I was not super focused on it. I think I was great. I've always been great at decluttering, getting stuff out of my home. That's kind of fun for me. But I have not always been very thoughtful about how things come into my home. And so it'd be 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And so the process has taken me a while. Some people I know though, it's like within 30 days, I'm gonna become a minimalist in 30 days. And I love that for them. That was not my experience, but I love that for them. I don't know what your journey in all of this will be, but for me, I know that I really had to be open to the idea that like little successes, small victories would be enough to keep me going. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of like constant checking in that I'm on the right path. Soon we will reach minimalist status. But it's just a willingness. Are you willing to put in some work now and reap the benefits later? It might not be instantaneous, but I do believe the benefits will come. So those are just 3 questions, just 3 ideas for you to consider, for you to ponder and think about if minimalism is the right path for you. If you've been here before, if we've been in conversation before, then you already know that I do think about family minimalism as a tool. It is not just a lifestyle or just a framework for understanding how we take care of and manage stuff. I think it's so much bigger than that. It really is a tool for helping us to create the life that we want. Invest in a life. For me, when I think about it, it's investing in a life that allows me the space and the time to be with my family. That's what I want. When I think about a great life, that's what I think about. And so I hope that for you, whether or not you feel like family minimalism is the right thing for you, that you do find a tool that helps you live the life that you want. You deserve that. All right, in the meantime, let's plan to meet here again soon in our simplified home with me, Candace, where we can continue to talk about family minimalism, simplifying, decluttering, all that really cool stuff. All right, take care. Bye.